If you want proof there's no Trinity and there's only one God according to the New Testament, look no further than 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. It says, "For there is one God and one mediator between God and men, the man Christ Jesus." So notice what the verse says. Notice what 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5 says. It starts off by saying there is one God. That means the Greek word for one is haste. So there's one God. And notice what it calls Jesus Christ. It says he's a mediator, the man Christ Jesus. So notice how 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5 is not saying Jesus is the God man or Jesus is co-equal to that one God. It's just saying that Christ Jesus is a man. So the author of 1 Peter, or I'm sorry, the author of 1 Timothy believed that there was only one God. That means God and Jesus are separate because the verse ends with saying the man Christ Jesus. So that means that there's only one God, and God and the man Jesus Christ are separate from one another. They're not co-equal. Also, if you read the book of Numbers, it says God is not a man or son of man. So if you go back to the Old Testament and read the book of Numbers, it says that God is not a man or the son of man. So Jesus is identified as a man in 1 Timothy, and God is identified as one God. As the verse starts off, there is one God. So 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5 is clear proof that there is no Trinity and Jesus is not equal to God, and Jesus is a man. And we know from reading the Old Testament that God is not a man. If you read the book of Numbers, if you read the book of Isaiah, etc., it says God is not a man. So the Bible is basically telling us that God and the man Jesus Christ are separate, and they're not co-equal because there's only one God according to 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5. So if you want proof that Jesus is not God and there's no Trinity, this is one of the main New Testament verses you should look into, or you should use if you're debating or arguing against Trinitarian Christians. 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5.